What is goody gang? Welcome back to my beautiful world. And in today's episode, as you've seen in the title and thumbnail, we're going to be building a gigantic square wall all around my current base. Now, why am I doing such a stupid project? Well, it's not as stupid as you might think. First of all, I'm doing it to restrict myself. I believe that if you restrict yourself in Minecraft and make yourself go into like situations you don't want to be in building very specific, very strange shapes, you're going to challenge yourself as a builder and ultimately improve. And that's what I want to achieve with this gigantic wall. I want every single one of my builds from now on to be within this wall, or at least for the foreseeable future. Now, why did I pick wool as a block? Well, number one, it's quite easy to farm. You know, just increase this sheep farm by a couple hundred blocks or so, and then shear them for a couple hours, and you have the wool, hopefully. I haven't made any calculations. And number two, or reason number two, is because wool is kind of like a blank canvas. It's quite easy to imagine a background that you can place on it because it's white, and it doesn't have such an intrusive texture like a lot of the other blocks do, like well, dirt, for example. So that's the reason why I'm doing this, and that's the reason I'm using wool. So, first things first, we're going to need to increase the size of this by, well, quite a lot. So, let's get going. Okay guys, small progress report. We've been breeding these guys for a little bit, and there are, I don't know, maybe around 100 sheep here. But obviously that's not enough, so I'm gonna finish feeding them all this hay, and then after all this is done, we'll see how many we have. So, let's go see. Alright, so it's been a while. I've been shearing some sheeps, as you do, and I've managed to get up a solid 2 stacks of wool. Just kidding, I actually got 5 full shulker boxes of wool. Okay, so next, I guess, is figuring out where the center point of this big square will actually be. And I can't think of a better place than right in the center of everything here. Like maybe on this block, or actually make it diagonal from our door, and we'll just build the center here. I think I'll make it a evenly shaped box. So like this will be the center instead of just a single block, I think. In the end, that will actually be better for logistics. So now I think I'll start making a line like 100 and something blocks. Maybe not 100, but we'll see how many blocks we go out until I feel like it's the right length, and then we'll just start building the walls up, I guess. Alright, so this is the square I've built. Um, you guys think this is big enough? I personally think this is big enough. So these are where the walls will be located. Don't worry about this, by the way. This is just to make sure everything's nice and even. And for the dimensions, well, each side of the square is 4 stacks long. So that equates to around 250 blocks. That means a singular layer of the full square will be 1,000 blocks, which is crazy. Which is crazy. I already used up an entire shulker box on this. I have some extra wool in me, but yeah, this project will be quite big, and I do want the walls to be quite tall. And maybe sometime I'll be removing the mountain, so I actually have more space over there, but I have not made my mind up about that. So yeah, just a quick progress report. I'll start building up the walls now, and then I'll give you guys another progress report. Okay, so this is the progress of about, I'd say, 5 shulker boxes. You can see something starting to form, but clearly it's not enough for a full wall. So I've gone ahead and just created 5 more shulker boxes for us to use, which is just another 10,000 or so pieces of wool. So we're gonna go ahead, wrap it all around, and show you how it looks like at the end. So after 10 more shulkers of wool, we've gotten this far. I'm making a clip right now because we've actually reached the top of the mountain over here in a continuous line. So from now on, each layer that we do, it will be the full 1,000 blocks. Before most of it was blocked by this mountain, or like at least a lot of it was blocked. So from now on, we're going to be using a lot more wool. And I also feel like we're approaching the limit to how high it looks for it to actually look good. So I don't think we're going to go too far above this, maybe 30, 40 blocks, maybe less. I'll see how it looks like along the way. So yeah, I'm gonna make another clip when it's all done and ready. And yeah. However, that's not the end of this episode, because in this episode, we're not just gonna be building the walls. Oh no, no, no. We're also going to be terraforming all around. And I have a really interesting idea for this side of the cube, where we remove this island or this land part here, and we make this into a long stretching beach. I think that can work really well, but that's for later in the video, and you're gonna have to keep on watching to see that. Alright, so I think I'm going to finish up here with the height. I think this is a pretty good height for the walls. I think everything looks fine. If we do need to go taller, of course we can at a later date, but for now, after around 70,000 blocks of wall placed, I think I'll be taking a break. And now, of course, next up we're going to be removing this slot of land to make way for this like ocean section of our cube. But I want to be as efficient as possible in removing and clearing this area, so I want a haste beacon. But currently, I have no materials to actually make the base of the beacon, which is kind of an issue. Like, this is literally all I have to make the beacon. Like, one piece of gold, maybe a couple more. So, I'm going to quickly build an iron farm right over here. I already have the materials here, so time to get going. Alright, so we got the iron farm here. I just finished it. The way it works, it has these 4 modules here with 3 villagers and a zombie scaring them inside, and the only place for the iron golems to spawn would be here, in which they would fall into a pit of lava, and that's how it works. Apparently the rates on this farm are supposed to be like 1.2k an hour, but I think there's still some spawns like here you just saw that I have to cover up and get rid of, so they all spawn in there, and so the rates are the highest. I should also check underground, make sure there's no caves for these guys to spawn in. But I want to see how the rates are first, because that sounds like a drag. So yeah, this is the iron farm so far. Let's see how much we got. So far we got almost 2 stacks and a bit of iron. That iron was from killing them. And they just die here, they go into the hoppers, pretty rudimentary. But yeah, that's the farm. Once we get enough for a beacon, I'll build a beacon and we can start destroying that strip of land. In order to build the iron farm over there, I had to breed some more villagers up so I could actually have villagers to bring over there. However, that caused an unintended consequence. You see, there are 2 ways for villagers to actually create iron golems. The first is for them to be scared by a zombie and they're like, help, I need a iron golem, and it spawns in. And the second one is they just talk, right? They talk between each other, and then iron golems come. And since this place is quite close to my actual iron farm over there, it's spawning iron golems here that won't be killed, and so less iron golems will spawn in the iron golem form. And to do that, I have to make them stop communicating, because obviously these guys won't be scared in here. It's a safe haven. So, how would I make them stop communicating? Well, this is how I would make them stop communicating. So, I have to dispose of some villagers that don't have jobs in order to maximize the rate of efficiency at my actual iron golem farm, which is I did not expect myself to be doing this, to say the least. So I think this guy might be the last guy. And next up, I think I'll make some compartments so they communicate even less. I think that's the next step. So yeah, I'll keep on working here, trying to minimize the talking because you see, they're always chatting. You see, so we have to stop that in order to maximize our rates. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so a little bit of bad news. As I was clearing the area so that the rates would be better, I started clearing the center area too. But unfortunately, I forgot that they can't spawn on a single layer. There has to be a bunch of blocks underneath them for an iron golem to spawn, which is unfortunate. So yeah, all this center part that's been cleared out has to be re-cleared in. But yeah, I think it should still be fine. It's not that big. It is a couple of stacks, I guess. But yeah, I think as I'm finishing filling this up, I'll soon have enough for a full beacon. As you might have seen, I've started building up here. And then with this being complete, I will finish digging out the remaining area, like here and there. So this farm would be at maximum efficiency. Because I believe the way iron golems spawn is that every couple of seconds or so, these villagers, when they're like under attack or intimidated by a zombie, they try to spawn an iron golem somewhere in like a 20 or by 20 radius around them, and the blocks that they spawn on have to be I think ground blocks, so there can't be air underneath them, which is why this was an issue. And if I believe, I'm not sure, if this is all air here, then it won't even consider the possibility here. And therefore it'll be more likely to spawn here, which is what we need. And that would increase our rates. So yeah, that was my thought process behind this. This is all from memory, from like a YouTube video I watched a while ago, so I'm not sure how accurate it is. But yeah, that's what I've been doing past couple of hours, and that's what I'm going to continue to be doing after I, of course, fill this middle area in. Alright, so I finished digging out these sides here, which will increase the efficiency of this farm by quite a lot. I've already been noticing it, the large increase in efficiency. I've also finished up the beacon over there, which is really nice. Since I think I'm about done here with digging everything out, I think I'll take this beacon and put it over there so I can start digging out the area. So yeah, now it's time to get started in removing all that land over there. After which we'll start building an ocean biome. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so I was just clearing the area right here to make it flat. And I saw one, but then I saw two skeletons with a Carl pumpkin on it. Is this like a Halloween special event? Because I don't think this is that common. I think this is quite rare. So what I might consider doing is actually keeping one. So I'm gonna get sidetracked a little bit right now. Yeah, I'm keeping him for sure. I need to get a name tag first. Alright, so as you've seen in the last clip, I finished flattening out everything here, which really helps you understand the scale of this. I think it's doable, however this already took quite a long time with Haste 2, and I predict that clearing this ocean here will also take a lot of time, since I do not have sponges yet. But other than that, I think it should be fine, should be chill. Yeah. This is how it looks like flat. See you in the next clip when I'm gonna probably be finished filling this in, along with starting to bring this down into the sea, so it will actually be an ocean. My strategy will be to leave these walls here, right? And then cut everything down underneath, and then I'll remove these walls and the water will also flood in, so I don't have to remove this water or anything to make it easier. So I think that's a good plan. That's what I'm going to be doing. And I've also made this little storage area here with everything I've been getting. I've been getting quite a lot of stuff, so that's another bonus. I'll have some extra dirt, some extra cobble, extra coal, all of that. So yeah, it's a pretty good bonus. Alright, so we're back. You can see we dug out quite a bit of this side over here. And I think now you can see kind of like the plan of the landscape of the ocean, which is pretty good. And you also might notice this structure here. At first I just built like a stairway so I could get to the beacon when I needed to, but now it just turned into this kind of structure. I think I'm gonna keep it here. Not like this, I'm gonna change it a little bit, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good addition to the ocean. Kind of reminds you of an ocean monument. Oh, hello. Okay. So yeah, it reminds you of an ocean monument, but now I have this entire side here to do, so that's an issue. Alright, so we're nearing the finish line on this project here. We've built this whole thing out. All that's left to do is to fill in these walls with wool so it matches the actual wall that we made, and cover the floor in gravel and sand so it actually looks like an ocean floor before we let all the water in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working in making this out of wool, and that'll be it. We have made the back wall entirely out of wool now, so that's really good. We're very close to finishing, and I've been moving the storage back to my actual storage area over there, and I've noticed something. We have a little bit of copper that we have to smelt, just a little bit. And before getting the fuel would have been an issue. Right now we have no fuel. But I think now that we have just a smidge of iron, we can go to the nether and just fill some buckets up with lava and use those as fuel. So I'm gonna go over there before we continue on that project, just so we can get this going. Alright, so I filled the entire thing up with dirt, and I've also covered it with water. Now all that's really left to do is just to go around and start removing the dirt, which should be pretty easy since it's insta-mine with efficiency 4. And then this ocean will be basically completed. But look at this. I think that's a pretty cool effect right there. And this is how the entire box looks like from the top. You can now like kind of clearly see the landscape. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, in the next video, yeah, we'll be building a new big building, fixing the floor, and obviously fixing the land around. And yeah, that's pretty much it.